Hi there, I am Bethany Zell. I'm Program Director for Healthy You at Cary Medical Center, and I am joined today by our Public Relations intern Kate Finnemore. We are laughing because this is probably about the sixth take that we've taken on this Wellness Wednesday Live, but we are determined. We are going to do this. And once again, we are doing this in honor of July being National Parks and Recreation Month. And so we are encouraging everyone to get outside, be physically active, and connect with nature. Because there are some seriously awesome health and wellness benefits that go along with being outside and enjoying the gorgeousness of days just like today. So I hope you all can hear us this time around. And I apologize again for the delays and the blowing winds that have thrown us all off course. But we're going to get through this.
We're back.
We are back. So we're going to run through 10 health and wellness benefits of being outside and share with you some great little statistics and tips and information about each of those 10 points. And we're going to kind of follow our notes just so that we can be sure that we are covering everything and getting the numbers right. So the first benefit that you can get from being outside is, as everyone knows, it's a great source of vitamin D. And when we talk about vitamin D, 40% of United States men and women struggle in that area. They're really actually deficient in vitamin D.
That sounds really high.
It is. That's, I mean, it's almost half of our population doesn't get enough. And that can lead to some significant health complications, including depression and different types of cancers and osteoporosis. And it doesn't take much to be out in the sun. 10 to 15 minutes a day is really all you need, and around this time of day, midday, is ideal because that's right around noon, because the UVB rays are at their peak right at this time of day. And as the day progresses and it gets a little bit later in the day, those kinds of rays have been more linked towards skin cancer. So try and avoid being out too long in the later part of the day, because that's when it can really do that damage that people worry about. But vitamin D is still essential, and it comes from the sun. That's the best form of it that we can possibly get.
So easy to absorb.
For sure.
Yeah. The second benefit is the fresh air, obviously. We all know how bad outdoor pollution is, and I feel like that's really driven in. But indoor pollutants can be so much worse for us, up to 2 to 5 times worse even, according to the EPA of New England.
Wow.
Yeah. So increased risk that comes from that indoor pollutant is heart disease, lung cancer, bronchitis, and asthma. And all of those can be prevented with fresh air. And it doesn't even necessarily mean spending all that time outside. Definitely just getting your windows open and getting the air circulating through your house. You can still reap those benefits.
Yeah, and especially right now that we've all been kind of confined and quarantining, the more fresh air, the more circulation you can get in your house. I love having windows open.
Yeah, really cleaning those lungs out. Yeah.
I love that fresh air.
Yeah.
Okay, so the third one is something you may never have heard of, and we've actually talked about it in our 100 Ways to Wellness recently, and it's a concept called grounding. And that's where you basically kick off your shoes and you go barefoot on the earth. And this is because the earth is negatively charged, and it actually has a greater negative charge than our bodies do. And so we're able to absorb Earth's electrons through the bottoms of our feet. But the rubber soles of our shoes prevent that absorption from happening. And so when you take off your shoes and you go barefoot on grass or on dirt or cement,
moss,
your
concrete,
body allows for that absorption to happen through the bottoms of your feet, and that has anti-inflammatory and energizing effects on the body. And so some people, feel better when they take off their shoes and walk around barefoot outside, and part of that is because you kind of feel like a kid and you don't feel like you have the responsibilities and the weight of the world. You're not wearing your fancy shoes.
It's wild that just putting shoes on makes you feel so confined sometimes.
Yes, and so part of it is that freedom, but the other part of it is this grounding concept where you're exchanging electrons with the earth and becoming more balanced and connected.
Right.
Go ahead.
Number 4 is improved memory.
Ooh, that's one I could use.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I'm very forgetful. The forgetfulness can happen because of the overstimulation, because we live such busy lives. When we're in those busy, stressful environments, it really negatively impacts our memory, because our brain doesn't have the time to get to what's called a quiet point, because it's forced to keep working and working and working constantly to process everything that's going on around it. So it's important to get away from the noise and the distractions and spend time outside in a quiet place like a park or a forest to improve that focus and bring back that clarity and bring that perspective.
Awesome. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then something that goes right along with that overstimulation, we're also overstimulated with our technical devices.
Mm-hmm.
And so computer vision syndrome is actually a problem that comes from spending too much time on a screen really up close to your face for prolonged periods of time. This can cause, as some of us may know from our own personal technology use, can cause blurred vision, double vision, dry or red eyes, just general eye irritations, headaches. If you have neck or back pain, that can sometimes be related to that visual issue that you might be having from being too close to your screens for way too long.
Mm-hmm.
And so getting outside and focusing on objects that are further away from you than 2 feet can actually help prevent and even reverse those symptoms. You know, looking further away at the trees that are further off in the distance can give your eyes a rest from that being up tight to our screens.
Yeah, working so hard to focus all the time.
Yeah, and you had mentioned you had seen some of this benefit.
I hadn't even realized that it was connected to spending more time outside, but I noticed that as I had been spending more time outside this summer and in past summers, my eyesight has improved. Like I went to the eye doctor last week and they told me that my right eye, my prescription had changed and that my eyes had actually gotten better.
Nice. Awesome. So better eye health as a result of being outside and spending some time outside.
Outdoors.
So what else you got?
And then the next one is improved sleep.
Oh, This is key.
Yeah, so poor sleep is often caused by poor sleep patterns, and those are often caused by like not being in touch with our circadian rhythm. And the circadian rhythm is our internal body clock that is regulated by the rising and setting of the sun. So spending time outside can help you reconnect with that circadian rhythm and then help reestablish healthier sleep patterns and keep you on track.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a certain time of day that helps?
Yeah, morning time is the best time, is what I've read online, and I think that like spending time outside, having your first cup of coffee out on your porch can be good, and it's important to do it consecutively for it to actually have improvement.
Nice. Good. So simple little thing. Go outside and
just a
improve
little
your sleep.
bit. Yeah.
Awesome. Lowering our blood pressure, and this is one that we just found out through our research for this program, and this is because in our skin there's nitric oxide present, and the skin and the nitric oxide in it responds to the sun by widening our blood vessels. So if you have high blood pressure, that will lower your blood pressure. And so this isn't as significant for people who have normal blood pressures already. If you do have a normal blood pressure most of the time, you won't see a significant drop, but if you have a higher blood pressure, coming outside and being in the sun can help widen those vessels and help with the flow.
Help your blood
and
move
keep
more
it
efficiently,
going.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then the other thing that it can lower is cortisol levels, and that's important for stress relief. While it's important to have cortisol in like the right amount to have proper function, like physically and mentally, too much of it can cause a lot of stress and lead to anxiety, depression, memory, concentration problems, and even more sleep disorders.
Yeah, stress can be hard, and yeah, you're right. Sometimes even if you're just stressed out and you're inside in the office or wherever,
really feeling cooped up, just getting outside
can you can feel that shift immediately. Just going outside, and the combination probably of the fresh air
and the green space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, our ninth tip or our ninth health benefit for connecting with nature and being outside is that it boosts our immunity. If you are prone to illness, getting outside can really help, and research actually shows that spending time in nature can ward off everything from diabetes and ADHD to cardiovascular disease and even some types of cancer. And this is because of that stress relief, the lowering of the cortisol, which can be a driver for a lot of different chronic conditions and inflammation problems. And so because of that relaxed state that nature promotes, it helps our immunity in that same way. Forests and trees are specifically helpful and beneficial to the immune system because plants produce something called phytoncides, which are shown to increase our natural killer cells, which are a type of white blood cell in our bodies that help us fight off infections and keep our immune system strong. And then sun exposure in general helps strengthen our infection fighting T cells.
And then when you put them together,
double boost.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then our 10th benefit is that it burns more calories. just being outside burns more calories than sitting inside, like even if you're not exercising, because the body has to work harder to balance the CO2 levels and to consume oxygen, and both of those require more energy when you're out there, leading to that higher calorie burn. So your outdoor workouts will be even more effective than your indoor ones, and you'll probably want to stick to them because they're a lot more fun, and like you're constantly adapting to that terrain and adapting to the weather and circumstances for sure.
Yeah. So those are our 10 health and wellness benefits of being outside and connecting with nature. And we want to just encourage you to connect with nature, get outside. And if you need some more incentive and more tips and tools to do so, or some just accountability and encouragement, you still can register and join us for the 100 miles in 100 days challenge. And you can do that by visiting carymedicalcenter.org/100 miles. That's the number 100 miles. And we'll put the link in the description of this video. And you can sign up. We're giving away $25 gift cards every single week throughout the entire 100 days. And then if you log your miles and you are responsible and manage to get those 100 miles in 100 days in and report them back to us, you will be entered for the grand prize $250 gift card at the very end of our 100-day period. So if you need motivation to get outside, take a walk, get connected, we encourage you, sign up. It's not too late. Nope. August 1st is the last day to sign up. We want to make sure you have plenty of time to get those 100 miles in a healthy way. And so we invite you to join us. If you're also, likewise, if you're looking for some encouragement and some tools and tips for just your overall wellness and health and how you can move forward toward better health and wellness during this time where, there's not maybe a lot going on and not a lot of programs or not a lot of ways to connect, we're helping folks have tools and just small tangible action steps that they can do every single day that will move them toward better health and wellness in a variety of areas. And that challenge is called the 100 Ways to Wellness. We have a private group on Facebook where we're giving out prizes throughout that 100-day period. And we also have a web page on our Cary Medical Center site that has all of the days, and you can participate in any way you want. There's several different opportunities. And you can get information on that through the link in the description of this video for that, which is carymedicalcenter.org/100 ways. So you can go 100 miles or 100 ways or both. We encourage you to just take part, be connected, get outside, engage with nature, and engage and connect with your own personal health and wellness. We invite you to join us back here in a couple weeks, August 12th, for our first Wellness Wednesday Live in the month of August. We will still be focusing on getting outside. Kate and I are going to share our top 10
favorite
spots in Aroostook County where you can connect with nature, get involved with your health and wellness, and just places that we like to visit and spend our time outside. So we will see you back, and we hope that this has been helpful. There's plenty more beneficial reasons to get outside. This is just a couple of them.
Just the first 10.
But tons of reasons to get outside, not to mention the gorgeous weather that we have.
Yeah, it's
right
like 80
now.
today. Important to get outside.
I know. So get outside, enjoy it, and we'll see you on our next Wellness Wednesday Live.